Chandrayaan 3 trying to achieve a soft landing on the moon is on. This is the second and final deboosting operation of India's moon mission Chandrayaan 3 that was successfully completed this morning at close to 2 a.m. Scientists at ISRO closely monitoring the critical phase ahead of the spacecraft's landing on the lunar surface on Wednesday. The final deboosting operation of Chandrayaan 3 that reduces the lander module orbit. MOS Science and Technology Jitendra Singh also posted on the same as he said, prepare for landing. Professor Selvamurthy, former DG DRDO, and Group Captain V.N. Jha, senior scientist and former Joint Director of DRDO, are with us on the broadcast this afternoon. Professor Selvamurthy, if I could come to you first, as you reflect on this very latest successful development, the final deboosting operation that was carried out, and India crossing our fingers with all the hope that this time we'll be able to achieve a soft landing on the moon at 5:45 on 23rd.
We are all waiting for that exciting news when India will make the historical soft landing on the southern part of the moon. And the whole world is looking towards our country as well as our scientists in the Indian Space Research Organization, who has conducted this program so well so far. Chandrayaan 3 mission, it has gone precisely what has been predicted in terms of the orbits which it has to traverse and also where it should reach by today is precisely in that location, which is very close to the moon, maybe close to about 30 kilometers. And now we are all waiting for the last phase, which will be on 23rd September at about 5:45 p.m. when the whole descent will start for the soft landing. But the propulsion, control, guidance, navigation, all those systems which has to work perfectly are in a good, healthy conditions. And also the other payloads, which are the sensors attached to both in the rover as well as in the lander and the propulsion module, everything is functioning perfectly. And the reliability of ISRO scientists are always very high. And we are all very confident that we will do the soft landing and India will make the history. And also they have built redundancy. Like today's news, you might have seen that the fuel available in the system because of the economic use of the propulsion, that we still will have a large reserves of the fuel which can last the both the propulsion module as well as the lander system there. It can last for a longer time. So this is again, our ISRO scientists have done extremely well to build redundancy. So even in the software and the sensors which have been in the Chandrayaan 3, taking care of the problems which existed in Chandrayaan 2, now they have been able to build redundancy. So even if there is some challenges coming while soft landing, and the sensors and the software which has been programmed in such a way to give the intelligence for the lander to correct itself and face the challenges on its own. And so this, I'm very, very hopeful that India will be celebrating the success which we are all hoping to happen on 23rd August at 5:45 p.m. or 5:47 p.m. It is just precisely 2 minutes for landing there. So I think this will be a great thing, and then it will be a scientific feat. After landing, the rover is going to do many maneuvers and also last for at least 14 days to keep sending the data from its sensors with regard to the atmospheric conditions, the terrain conditions, the seismic activities, and also the minerals and the elements available there, because this is very important. So the mission is aiming at first to prove the technology or reconfirm the technology of all that which is required to reach the lunar surface, and then do a soft landing, which we had last minute glitches in the Chandrayaan 2, which has been corrected now. So that will be the first revalidation of the technological prowessness. And the second thing will be our scientific acumen to do more experiments, because Chandrayaan 1 detected the water for the first time. that we were able to report water on the surface of the moon. So now we will be able to see what kind of gases which exist there, what kind of seismic activity, and what are the elements available there. All this we will be able to scan through the sensors, and which will be getting it soon. So it will be a very, very wealthy data which will be available from these mission, and which will be useful if we have to do a man landing on the moon. We need to have all that safety measures. So it has to be soft landing is the first part. And then the second thing is we will also know the environment in terms of the atmosphere, gases, all these which are required if you have to make a habitation in moon. Because Indian scientists are always looking for challenges. Because why we chose the southern part of the moon is
Yes.
also a challenge for us, because that's the most complicated place to land where no one has landed. All the previous sojourn to the lunar surface has been close to the equator, which is much more easier than these complicated issues because of the terrain, the craters available there, and also the conditions in terms of the electromagnetic field. And close to the pole, you have a lot of magnetic radiations, electromagnetic radiation. So that poses new challenges for the lander to land over there. So all these are challenges. So ISRO scientists and the government of India, with the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who gives a lot of support and the motivation, inspiration to ISRO scientists and other scientists in the country. So he has been himself monitoring the whole progress on a day-to-day basis and minute-to-minute basis. And Dr. Jitendra Singh made the statement, our Minister for Science and Technology, who looks after Indian Space Research Organization as well. So these are all the motivation for the scientists. You give with minimal budget, they are able to maximize the outcome in terms of success because of these ecosystem, the policies, the practices, the patronage which the government of India is providing to our scientists. So my salutation to Honorable Prime Minister, the Minister, and all those partners who are collaborating with ISRO. For example, you have a large number of industries who are participating, large number of academia are giving the support. The private sector, the startups are giving support.
Right.
So we are going to have a new paradigm for Indian Space Research Organization, and we'll be looking at space tourism too in the years to come. So these are all the ways by which we will be able to achieve, and also the high reliability of our launch vehicles is also extremely high. Like when you look at right from SLV, ASLV, PSLV, GSLV, success rate of these launches have been extremely high. That is why many of the other countries are coming to India to launch their satellite because of these two reasons. The first is cost effectiveness, and the second is reliability.
Professor Selvamurthy, and like you're saying, sir, we have full faith in our scientists as we anticipate that big moment, hoping that this time India achieves this feat and makes a soft landing on the moon. Group